If your card is the Eight of Spades, then we talking about the power in work. The power in work. This is a spiritual card, and through work, you will manifest because the number eight is the number of manifestation. And so, number eight is the infinite number. It deals with infinity. It deals with either way you make it. You can make it on the good side or you can make it the bad side. It's your choice. It deals with choices. Number eight deals with choices. It deals with the free will. And so we talking about the number eight. We talking about you can overcome anything, even the health, your finances. Yes, because you all about the money, the finances. But as the spades is very spiritual, so this makes you spiritual. And so the spades is all about higher wisdom, willpower, and labor, and about finding your truth. This is what it's about. It's about your higher side, because this makes you a spiritual giant as the number eight, because this is what the spades deals with. So that being said, because the eight is powerful, you know what I mean, you most likely to succeed in anything you do, because this is the true potential. This is infinite wisdom. And you find your happiness and your greatest satisfaction when you look within yourself. And don't be so materialistic, because this is how you find your power, because the eight deals with protection. Not only are you protected, that I mean, because it's according to you. Because if you're doing the right thing, you're protected. If you're not, it also can symbolize death and rebirth. So this being said, any dream you can accomplish. There's nothing too impossible for you to accomplish, because you can accomplish anything. Because you hold the key to the material world and the spiritual world, so you must balance it out. So this being said, as the Eight of Spades, a lot of your finances might come from your parents or have been inherited through your family or bloodline or from some other people. You know what I mean? This deals with the receiver. You are excellent receivers, receiving gifts, receiving money. That I mean, and you attract materialistic things. And also, you know what I'm saying, you the go-getter. You get this money. You know what I mean? And so you got to balance your money as a big obstacle with your spiritual growth. You got to balance it out. Bring the material with the spiritual. Balance it out. Because once the lesson is learned, there's nothing can stand in your way. You will succeed. You know, if ands or buts about it. And so as the Eight of Spades, you have to respect the idea of marriage. So as the Eight of Spades, you're willing to work hard, not only for yourself, but also for those you love. You feel responsible to provide for your family. You want to live well, and you do good with money. Anything that's financial. And so there are usually some charity, some giving you do, and some individual who will benefit at your hands. Because you're good at organizing people and showing them and instructing them and teaching them how to become successful. And so you're very active and energetic. So the Eight of Spades, you want to do something that's constructive or positive, not only to your lives but to many. So you're highly respected. You're highly respected, and you feel responsible to provide for your family. You want to live well, and you do good with money. You want to live well, and you do very great with money. This is something that you're gifted with. So there's usually some charity or something. That I mean, so as the number eight, that I mean, socializing and being in business wise, because you're wise when dealing with business, you are likely to energize others into activities. And so pride in the material status can become a sore spot in your marriage or your close relationship. So don't make it all about materialistic things, aspects, because the spades deals with the spiritual aspects. So this is how you win when you balance it out. The Eight of Spades people, you thrive on a variety of activities and communication. You can benefit greatly from business travel and changes. And you might have, some of you might have some emotional instability. So you got to balance out your emotional aspects. And also, you might have inner turmoil. And you might be indecisive and restless. And so you must take the time to improve yourself with spiritual wisdom and balance yourself out. So, how powerful the number 8 is, you so bold and strong, and this is how you appear to be. But sometimes you can be insecure. I mean, not sure of yourself. You can do so many things. So it's for you to focus on one thing and to stick to it, and this is how you win. And so it is important for you to cultivate your good organization skills and also your clear and accurate thinking, because you have great emotional powers. Either you know about your great emotional powers or you don't. And so there's a tremendous magnetic charm that you can use in your work with the public. And so the biggest contradiction in the character of you is your desire for independence and the quest for universal love and companionship. Because we all know that work and relationship and companionship and all this need a balance. It needs some balance. Your standards and expectation might be too high to be met. And if you choose the occupation where you can serve others, you'll find the real happiness within yourself. The real happiness. A lot of 8s, since you are the 8s of the 8s, and you're the highest 8 because you're the 8 of spades, you had the heaviest burden and obligation and duty of how you use this power. Either you can use it for the good or for the bad. I advise you to use it for the good, because this is how you be the most successful. You have the ability to be the most successful person on the planet. You are here to work and make a contribution, and and this must take authority over your romantic life. You must put this over your romantic life. That I mean, to make your contribution to the world. And so you definitely are the workers and the workaholics of all the cars, of most cars of the deck. And so your power is to express yourself through actions and your will powers. I know it feels good that you got the energies where you can use it as you want to, as you choose. But it's how you use the energies is what you will reap back. Because you sow what you reap, right? So with it being said, a lot of 8s suffer from the results of their actions. You know what I mean? And so the spades will take you to the spiritual realm. A lot of number 8s, 8 of spades, they can't take their attention off their material gains. And so mastery is the key. Because success is almost easy for them as long as they are willing to work for it. They know they possess the great power. The test comes in how they choose to use their powers. So when they use their powers for something that's not right and they misuse these powers, they will destroy themselves in the mix. You know what I mean? Or if they use the power out of fear, they will destroy themselves. They could become sick or anything. And so it's how they utilize this energy, how they utilize this powers. So they have a field that they need to be admired. So they work hard for their admiration and respect. So this makes you a good provider. And you all often try to marry those who are also worthy. If they're not worthy, you won't deal with them like that. So the Ace of Spades, you are one of the few cards that always seem to come out on top financially when your marriage ends. And you can handle all obstacles, anything that's thrown in your path, which often serve as a measure of your true abilities. And so you have this profound healing powers and wisdom. And if directed, you can transform the lives of those you meet. So part of your life challenges involve developing a positive attitude about life in general. That I mean, so spiritual, anything that deal with the spiritual realm, metaphysics, You know what I'm saying? This something that's positive that brings you healing. And also, it gives you more personal freedom and to know yourself. So knowledge of self is the key when dealing with the Eight of Spades. And this is how you win. You can be immature type, you can be the indecisive type, and you can be the restless type. You know what I mean? And your relationships won't work out because of this. You know what I mean? But you tend to take intellectual concept to help you approach love, romance, marriage, and you learn through your experience. You learn through your trials and tribulations. I mean, and through your works, it's how you usually overcome things. It becomes the theme of your life. It becomes the major play of your life. And so you always seem to have love on your mind more than others will ever expect. That I mean, you're attracted to those who have great communication skills and who have a great communication game. That I mean, and you respect those who are of higher intelligence. So this is what you about. That I mean, and you often find a position that you are looking for while on the job. So many of you, number eights, you are working or you are about the financial partnerships. You know what I'm saying, with your mates. You're about having a financial partnership with your mates. So with it being said, it's good that you're practical. So your practical side tell you that being with someone who has more money is better, and you ought to follow this rule in your choices. And so with all these powers at your disposal, you usually find out that this same power can ruin you. So you got to understand that. So this is why sometimes practical, you need the spiritual with the practical. Because the spiritual is, in reality, the spiritual is practical itself too. So with it being said, but you need to balance it out. You need to balance it out. So those who are aware of their own personal fears as the number eights have more success in relationships. So with this being said, you as the number 8 men are very attracted to the diamond females. But you can also fight with them a lot. So both sexes enjoy the friendship of other spades, both male and female. And diamond males find the number 8s, or the 8 of spades, of both sexes very challenging and difficult. You got to understand now, the 8 of spades, you are definitely a power card and will have control issues with anyone born of a card that's higher than you, like the jacks or higher, or any suit. Because you got power issues. So with it being said, you can be that rebel when it comes to people who are more powerful than you. You know what I mean? That's not get jealous now, but it's just in your nature to be that rebel. You as number 8s or the 8 of spades, you don't even have to fight for your powers because you can do it with ease. You know what I mean? Because not all of you have to fight to establish to get what you want. You know what I mean? Simple as that. And you don't always create a feeling of cooperation or mutual support in those around you, but you still get things done. You got it in you to get it done. You know what I mean? So with it being said, you can be an example of power. You are an example of power and what it really means. So when you're talking about the 8 of spades, the power and work, you don't play, you get it done. So your planetary ruling cards as the number 8, since you are the people of higher wisdom and labor, who the master of this plane and your very spiritual plane, because once you bring your spiritual aspects together, you're great. Now your second cards, which is your planetary ruling cards, if you're born January the 6th, you're the Capricorn. Yours the 3 of clubs. If you're born on February the 4th, the Aquarius, yours the 3 of spades. If you are born on March the 2nd, you're the Pisces, yours the 9 of hearts. So with it being said, it's I Came Lit who broke it down to you about who you are. It gets no realer than this. Ashe.